And thank you for great pictures for us to talk about. There's Pony.
All these camera guys, they all got nicknames. Kind of cool nicknames too.
You know, we've received a lot of emails, good and bad, about our conversation about this guy right here, Kyle Busch in the 18 car. To me, I know in our first 13 races this year, he's brought something back to our sport that was missing. Emotion. He doesn't mind showing it. And you know what? In his mind, nothing exists but winning. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, second's okay, but this kid wants to win. To me, he's brought something back to our sport that has made it exciting to talk about this year.
I think he proves that when you have something to prove, and I believe he does, getting released, kind of moved out of Hendrick Motorsports last year, over here with Joe Gibbs, two of the best car owners in the sport, I might say, Gibbs and Hendrick. And here he is, and he isn't giving up right now. He isn't laying down. He isn't saying, I got a big lead, let me just cruise. He's still right up on the wheel, giving it all he's got, and he wheel right to the checkered flag.
Romping and stomping.
I'm just trying to win this race.
The trophy is in the shape of Miles the Monster, as sits outside the front straightaway here.
Now is Larry Boy, is when the crew chiefs are biting their fingernails thinking,
In front of me here, 15 to go.
I sure hope there isn't a caution because I don't want to have to make this final call.
No, the thing about it, Daryl, it wouldn't be a real complicated call right now with 6 cars on the lead lap, but you're right. If I'm the 18, I want to see this thing go for 15 more laps, caution free. If I'm the 99, 16, 17, 24, 1, give me a caution, give me one more shot at it.
I can't, as a driver, I got to tell you, I always have flashbacks. And if I'm Kyle and I'm riding along here comfortable, who was doing that last week?
Tony.
His teammate.
Yeah.
So you know it's never over until that checkered flag falls.
14 laps from the checkered flag. The rain will hold away. It's scheduled here for later this evening. We've had sun, shade, peekaboo with the clouds, all kinds of different weather. But we've only had 3 drivers dominate this race. Greg Biffle, Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch.
You know, the most embarrassing thing in racing is when your PR people, everybody heads to victory circle, and they're getting ready for the victory celebration, and you don't make it. That's about as if you got to pull all that stuff out of victory circle and get somebody else's in. So nobody moves until the checkered flag falls.
Buddy Baker, who was a great driver, won a bunch of super speedway races, and has always been one of the most quotable people in the sport, said this about Kyle Busch. The great thing about him is that his wallet hasn't gotten between his gas pedal and the accelerator yet.
Nope. He proves that every lap that he makes, whether it's in this Sprint Cup Series car, Nationwide Series car, or NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series truck.
And right now he's cruising with a 5.7 second lead over second place Carl Edwards. And Carl has stretched it out 5 seconds over Greg Biffle, and so on and so on.
And in the last 10 laps, only 2 of Carl's laps have been quicker than Kyle, and only by hundredths of a second.
Well, Kyle is coming into some heavy traffic, but he should have plenty of gap here to work through there without taking any chances.
So a bittersweet day.
10 over here, 10 to go.
Bittersweet day for Joe Gibbs Racing. Denny Hamlin, first car out. Tony Stewart will finish 41st, both involved in the lap 19 crash, but Kyle Busch out front going away.
I'm sure he doesn't want to hear it, but if I were his spotter, I'd be saying, dude, we got a 5 second lead. You know, let's be cautious here. But I haven't heard that. Maybe they're telling him.
Pick and choose your battles here, as we're going to have 9 laps to go when you get back around here. We just saw Juan Pablo Montoya a second ago in that 42 car. Not the run they were looking for, but they should be very proud of that. Right now he's sitting there in the 12th spot after starting back in the 35th position.
So Kyle Busch up by 5.5 seconds with 9 to go. Dick Berggren.
Well, Mike, you and I have been around this sport for a very long time, and I have never, and I know you haven't either, seen anything like Kyle Busch. This young kid, doesn't matter what he drives, doesn't matter who he drives it for, he's winning poles, leading laps, winning races. People are going to talk about this year and Kyle Busch for decades to come.
And what a difference a year makes, Dick. Last year with Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle was, well, you could call him arrogant or spoiled or any of a whole lot of things. And this year, the transition to Joe Gibbs Racing has been great for Joe Gibbs and great for
7
Kyle.
to go, 8 down here.
And you know, I think 13 races ago, there were several big questions, mainly surrounding Dale Earnhardt Jr. moving to Hendrick Motorsports. But I think the two big questions, why would Joe Gibbs leave General Motors after winning all those races and all those championships? And why would he take a driver that Rick Hendrick had pretty much said, you're not going to be with my organization? You know what? I don't think they are no longer questions. I think we have those answers.
I think Joe Gibbs is a coach, and coaches usually got a pretty good eye for talent. And he figures, I'm a coach. If he's got the talent, I can coach him into being successful.
5 to go.
And too, Steve, maybe it was just the right time for Kyle Busch to mature as a driver and as a person.
Like I said, he's
And Mike, his
motivated.
dad, Tom, said that to us earlier this year in Phoenix, Arizona. And Darrell, to answer your question about the spotter, they're just telling him how many laps to go and giving him intervals. Kyle's not saying a word inside that race car.
We've got 5 laps to go. It'll be 4 when he gets back to the stripe. There's still quite a bit of traffic up in front of him. One of those cars being Martin Truex Jr. that's trying to stay the last car on the lead lap, running in 6th right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that are going to go home and say, how'd you do? So, well, I finished a lap down, but I was 6.
Right. Big stack up there. Carl Edwards catching Jimmy Johnson. And that is the distance you saw from Edwards to the leader. 5.8 seconds. 3 to go.
And then it's about that much distance back to Greg Biffle in the 16 car, who's in 3rd, and then about that much distance again back to his teammate Matt Kenseth, who was in the 4th spot.
There you go. Seriously, we're
Right
just chilling
here.
now. We're just chilling.
Right here is where I would ride to the finish.
Yeah.
There's too much traffic in front of him to try to press by any of these guys. You're not going anywhere. You get by the 6, and you got to get by the 1.
2, buddy.
Right at home, right
2
here.
to go.
Just riding that rocking chair.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's going to do just that.
Room to stop if something happens.
That a boy.
Yep.
Give me some room. Get in that rocking chair.
He had a chance to power by and get up and under David Reagan and chose not to. Now Reagan looks like he's going to give him plenty of room. And it'll be the white flag.
Up top.
I still feel like he's pushing the envelope too hard, running side by side with that car.
It doesn't mean a thing to me, and I'm biting my fingernails off. I know that.
Go in there. There you go.
There you go.
Last 4 races for Kyle Busch. Victory lane at Talladega. 2nd at Richmond. Win at Darlington. 3rd at Lowe's Motor Speedway. What a season.
Here he comes.
Kyle Busch and Joe Gibbs Racing tame the Monster Mile.
And there he goes.
Awesome job.
Carl Edwards finishes 2nd. Greg Biffle 3rd. And it'll be Matt Kenseth 4th. All for Roush Fenway Racing. And Jeff Gordon on the lead lap in 5th. Finally, last year's winner, Martin Truex, last car on the lead lap in 6th. Wild Thing wins again.
And he raced 3 days here. He raced a